Hey, good afternoon. I know I talked about a couple things, maybe some strategies, to try to work on this issue you're having on the inside of your right knee. It looks like you've done a great job working on your calf because it looks like that's where it was coming from, causing a little confusion in your ankle, which was causing some inversion on the inside of your knee. It looks like the hip is great in terms of the stability. There's a little mobility to be desired on that inner hip joint or the femoroacetabular joint. So. The problem I'm still seeing in the ankle is lower on the soleus. So I'm just going to provide a couple of quick mobilizations for that at the hip, and then trying to create just some unilateral challenges to reset this leg. So without further ado, I'm just going to bang through the exercises, and then on the email, what I'm going to do is just give you some suggestions as to how often or when to include it. So. Let's just go ahead and do that. So first thing I'd recommend is trying to acclimate yourself into a true lunge position. So your foot can be up or down on this back leg. I like to have it up. It's just a little bit more of a challenge. You want to have your shoulder, hip, and knee all in line with each other. And what that should do immediately is get that posterior chain firing. You should feel a little bit of a stretch in the quad. That means you're doing it right. So I'm engaging my core to some degree. I'm leveling my pelvis up by providing some extension on the hip. And then from there, this is your reset position. What I'm going to do is try to get as far forward as possible on this front leg, bringing the knee far forward. Notice I'm keeping my heel on the ground, and then I'm coming back and resetting into that true lunge. So going forward, trying to keep my body upright, trying to plunge that knee as far forward. And what that's going to do is really affect those lower fibers and open up the capsule, back capsules of the ankle on the right here. Specifically, what we're trying to target is talofibular ligaments on both sides. So those usually get compacted, they get confused, and they can start to create some confusion on the knee. So I think this is the tail end of what you got to work on, because the rest of the calf is great. You've been working on that pretty good. So from there, you could just do a basic posterior chain fire. So your whatever stretch you want to do for the calf, I would just do slow repetitions without holds. Downward dog's great with that pump. Trying to hit that upper calf and also affect that soleus a little bit as well. And once again, after doing those, in the vein of working on that ankle a little bit more, and also combining that with some hip opening, I like to do lower cupped goblet squats. So cupping a kettlebell, the 20 or 35 is usually pretty good at the bottom. I steal the heading towards the bottom here. All right. Sorry, impromptu
2x4.
All right. Holding, once again, I'm engaging the thoraco, I'm extending, I'm trying to produce forward motion through the hip, trying to keep my body as upright as possible. This weight helps to really push the hips forward, and also, trying to see if my dorsiflexion on both ankles has improved. And my right foot's pretty bad, so I noticed after even just doing those couple mobilizations, it has helped got it feeling a little better today. So these are just good holds, about 30 seconds long. Once again, on the email, I'll give you a couple more, a little more advice on that. So after doing those three things, I would just jump into like a unilateral kind of challenge or reset. Try to get the whole thing firing and working almost independently. One of my favorite things to do for that, or suggest for that, is just doing suitcase deadlifts or suitcase squats. So one-sided, usually like a 35 to 20 is good. 53 pound if you can handle it. I'm talking pounds, not kilograms. So you want to, the whole idea of this is trying to keep your body as straight as possible. So to affect the right most, we want to have the kettlebell on the left hand, and just go into a bent leg deadlift, Notice this is fairly easy for me to do with a 20 pound. But if I were to go into a 35, I'd get quite a bit more of a challenge. You see my body wanting to lunge more, so I'd have to really use the outside glute and the outside core to really engage and stay symmetrical. All right, that should do it. I hope this helps. If you need any more, there's plenty more to work on, but I mean, at this point, this problem seems simple, so I'll give you some numbers for that, and hopefully you'll get some resolution fairly quickly. Take care.